analysis, which is a process used to detect deception. Her clients and audiences to include Southwest Airlines, Coca-Cola, Spanx, we love them, Publix, Nielsen, National Urban League, Nestle, MGM, Major League Baseball, Wells Fargo, Leo Burnett Worldwide, U.S. Customs, FBI, Marriott, Hilton, Wyndham, and Starwood. Her client list includes celebrities, executives, politicians, and entrepreneurs. Linda has opened for and shared the stage with such notables as Oprah Winfrey, President Obama, Steve Wozniak, co-founder of Apple, Dr. Condoleezza Rice, and Mary Jo White, former SEC chair. Her awards include, but not limited to, the Office Depot National Entrepreneur Award, Women of Wealth Top Mentor Award, a listing in the United States Congressional Records for Community Work, Sagamore of the Wabash, the highest civilian award given by the governor in the state of Indiana, memberships Rotary International, national board member of the National Congress of Black Women, and recognized by President Obama for community work. Please put your hands together for Miss Linda Clemens.
All right. See, I was back there watching you.
Ah.
Thank you, Felicia. By the way, thank you. She's one of my mentees. I have about 10 or 11 mentees that came with me. Can they stand up really quickly, please? Thank you so much. Okay, ladies, I'm excited. Can you do me a favor? Just can we get a little bit of music? Because if I'm going to do a session on nonverbal communication, I need to see bodies in motion. So if we could just get a little bit of volume, and so I can see you just move with me just a little bit. Is that good? Come on. Now, this side is really good. Now, what about this side over here? Come on. My grandma used to say anything that's not moving needs to be buried. Come on, let's move a bit, okay? That's good here, good here. Okay, over there, I'm not going to leave you out. Let me see you move now. Good, because I've been watching. Is Sandra Sims in here? Where's she here? Congratulations on your recognition. My family's approval says I appreciate you so much. Okay, that's good. Now what I need you to do, since we got the music going, I just need everyone just to stand up. All right, just stand up. So you could cut the music. You could cut the music. Now, here's what I need you to do. Because as a nonverbal communications expert, what is so critical? It's not just what you say. It's what you reveal in your nonverbal. So I need to get your mind ready, the head ready, getting you ready to be able to get some good nuggets in here that can help you with your career. Is that a good thing? Do me a favor and tap the sister beside you and say, that's a good thing. That's a good thing. Now, here's what I want to do. I got to get your mind together. So I want you to just turn to a partner. Just turn to someone. You're sitting beside a dynamic sister. And here's what, quietly, dynamic sisters, quietly. And I want you to look at that sister, and I want you to shake their hands as if you're in a business environment. However, I want you to shake their hands, and this is what I want you to say in your lower register. Hello, how are you? That's good. Okay, now I want you to look at that sister. We're going to try this one more time. I want you to look at that sister. Now I want you to greet them with a fist bump and go like this. What's happening? See, notice how the mental state going up. Y'all liking that? You're liking that? Okay, now this is real right here because it's going to take that mind right now from the amygdala. I'm going to take you from the amygdala, and some of you trying to figure out what you're going to do later on. So that's the neocortex. So I'm going to take you to the midbrain in just a split second. Somebody saying, what'd she just say? Don't worry about it. I'm going to take you there, okay? So here's what we're going to do. I want you to look at that person, look at them in the eye, and I want you to greet them as if they gave you 1 million tax-free dollars. Now see, some of y'all been sitting by that person all morning and ain't said one word. And said one word just the thought of they're giving you $1 million, then all of a sudden you lost your mind. And even the young lady right here, she said, hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. Some of you already start spending the money already. Somebody just got on the phone called Leroy. We going to the Bahamas, baby. Come on. You were doing all of that just in that split second. But there were a couple of you that I noticed something that was happening. When I said, imagine, even though I said the word 1 million tax-free dollars, a couple of you went like, oh, that means it tells me you've got some IRS issues going on right now. Okay, go ahead, have a seat. Could someone get me either a new mic, because there's a short in this particular mic. I don't know if I'm near I'm a radio person, so I can hear the sound here. So here's the thing. We're going to learn something that's really cool and great for you. Is that good? How many of you ever attended a session that I've done before? Yeah, because usually y'all sit in the back because you get a little scared. You know what I'm saying? Make sense, all right? So here's what we're going to do. There was a couple of things I was thinking all night about you, and I'm thinking, what should I teach my beautiful, bold sisters? What should I teach them? I've been on a tour, traveling about 10 cities for a particular company, and I said, should I teach them the negotiation strategies non-verbally so they know what it looks like when they got the deal? Yeah, maybe I'll teach them that. Or should I teach them idiosensory trance? Hello, Cheryl from Nielsen. Should I teach them idiosensory trance, where they can simply look at a person, say a few words, and it'll go to the part of the brain that would allow the customer or the client to do your bidding? I said, oh no, they know how to do that. And I'm thinking, I said, should I teach them, Robert, should I teach them the 21 moves that you can do to have the person of your desire totally into you? And I'm saying, that's not what Caroline brought me here for. That's not it. She wants me to teach them the silent language, what we need for leaders to be a very effective and powerful leader, your nonverbal communication. So those of you taking notes, get ready. Get ready, get ready, get ready. Let's take some notes here. How many of you are taking electronic notes using your iPad? Okay, that's good. But let me tell you this. When you take handwritten notes, there's a connection from the brain to the hand that when you begin to take handwritten notes, then the brain begins to filter what's important. And those are the things that you would write down. Does that make sense? When you're simply typing, you're disconnected, almost kind of like robotic, because you're just getting it out. There's no emotional connection to it. So understand, if you have to have that, you digital folks, if you have to have it, the analytical people, but many of you, I want you to write down some things that are going to be critical for you, because your brain only retains 10% of what you hear. That's why we're going to be doing some demonstration. So here is the thing. According to the communication theory, Dr. Maharabi did a study well over 50 years ago, and he said that our words are 7% of our communication. 7%. My question to you, the words that are coming out of your mouth in your meetings, when you're talking to your leadership, when you're talking to your team, the words that are coming out of your mouth, are they powerful or are they powerless? Are they poison or are they potent? 7%, your words. Every actor in Hollywood right now is waiting for that script with the right words to be able to deliver that Oscar-winning performance. 7%. Dr. Maharabian said that your tonality is 38% of your communication. Now, there's a saying that goes, and help me, sisters, it's not what you say, but... Come on, let's get it together good. It's not what you say, but... Okay, we're going to do a remix on an old saying. How's that? It's not what you say or how you say it. It's what they hear. It's what they hear. So I'm going to give you a good example. If your tonality is 38% of your communication, so listen to my words. If I said to you, look, I saw Steve and Sandy at the mall the other day and they were alone. Just from the tone and the words, you're looking like, and so what? But if I did this, I saw Steve and Sandy at the mall the other day, and they were alone. The next thing you know, this person says, we should have never hired Steve. The other one says, we should have never hired Sandy. We should have hired neither one of them. I told you by their beady eyes, I knew something was going on. Then it goes all the way down to the line. And then next thing you know, we get to Kathy. And Kathy says, wait a minute, they're brother and sister. Then you turn around and say, that's even worse. The tone. It's your tone. Lots of times when I do workshops for male executives, and I'm doing the workshops and teaching them about the power of their tonality. And the first thing they say to me, oh my gosh, you need to come home with me and talk to my spouse, my partner, my significant other. You need to talk to them. Because when we first got married, the tone was different. And then all of a sudden, once we got married, the way my wife speaks to me, the tone is even different. And what happens when power women, we get in these powerful positions, and the next thing you know, we go home and you'll have a significant other, partner, or someone that says, look, don't bring that stuff up in here. Don't be talking to me like I'm one of your employees. Don't use that tone up in here. How many of you ever have a mother that even your mother asked you to do something, even though you complied, but the way you responded, your mama would say, what? Now, before she would do it, she would look at you and give you that look because you used that little tone like, I know something that I just birthed did not do this to me. And she would give you that look and say, I don't like the tone. So your tone can imply many things. Your tone, you can use it in sales hypnotherapy. Your tone, you can use it in persuasion. So 7% words, right? 38% are tonality. And 55% of your communication is nonverbal. So Audra, if you add the two together, the 38, the 55, well over 80% of our communication is nonverbal. See, my grandmother used to say, I don't want to hear you talking, I want to see you walking. You've heard the saying before, action speaks louder than words. That's how critical. So let's talk about a few things. Should I teach my sisters something about head, shoulders, knees, and toes? Or let's talk about the face? So let's talk about the face in the time that we have. And please, Michelle McBride, if you can, give me a 10-minute warning because I want to be able to allow them to ask a few questions. Is that good? Okay. So let's talk about the face. You have 43 facial muscles in your face. 43. You use 36 of them to make 26 expressions. But we as women, I believe we can make 1,000 of them. That's the data, right? In your face. So when I'm looking at individuals, in particular if I'm in DC and I'm around the White House, and lots of times you'll see people that are lying on the ground and they're doing things. They're not always homeless. Many of them are undercover. And there's certain things that we begin to do with our face that reveals our intention. So watch this, okay? I want you to look at the person sitting beside you. Look at their face. Look at them in the eyes. Look at them in the eyes. See, sometimes it's very difficult to look at a person in the eyes for a specific period of time because you're concerned. See, you're concerned that they know what you did last night. That's what it is. That's what the real deal is. That they know what you did last night. Now, they don't, but I do. Okay, so when you look at them, so what happens, because they call it the window of the soul, right? We look at someone's eyes. That's another reason why if you are walking downtown Las Vegas or in your city and we see homeless people along the way, the reason why we look straight ahead, because we don't want to look at them in the eye because we feel we now are morally obligated. And once we look in their eye because we captured a piece of their soul. Here in the United States, true or false? Acceptable eye contact is acceptable, true or false now? 30 to 60%, true or false? It's true, okay? So how many of you think when someone doesn't look at you in the eye, you think, they may not be telling the truth? But it depends what part of the world you're in, because direct eye contact for a long period of time could be deemed disrespectful. So here's what happens if you're looking at direct eye contact. Second question is that what happens if you're looking at the person and they're blinking a lot? Okay. What did you say? Okay, somebody said they lying. Could be. It depends on the time you ask the question. Excessive blinking indicates there's some deception. Yeah, you're going to take some stuff and take back home and get me in trouble, right? All right, okay, now, so let's get back to our basics here. I'm going to give you some basic things that's going to help you read nonverbal communication. I've been doing it for over 35 years. Over 35 years. And I know some of you are looking at me thought, oh my gosh, I thought she was in her 30s. I know. Oh, thank you so much. Okay. Thank you. So here's the deal. When reading nonverbal communication, the first thing you need to do is to know a person's baseline. So take note, write that down. So Linda, what is baseline? Baseline is what a person is under normal circumstance, who they are without any stress. So how many of you work in an office situation and someone new comes in, or you new with the company, and you go in and you're trying to network, you're trying to connect, and you're trying to meet with a lot of people, and you go and meet with Susan, you meet with Linda, you meet with Sandy or Steve, and the next thing you know, you come back and says, you know what, I tried to meet and talk to this individual, but they just seem kind of, I don't think they really like me. How many of you had that feeling just because someone responded? And see, here's what happens. That's the first impression of that person, right? So take note, it takes 4 to 6 seconds to make that good first impression. But here's the other part they don't tell us. It takes the remaining 25 to 30 minutes. The person is looking at you and validating if you are who you portray yourself to be. And they never tell you that part. So you go in and someone responds and you go to someone else and says, oh no, that's just Steve, that's how she, or that's Sandy, that's how she is. Who in HR gives you a directory of all the cray-cray personalities in the company? Who in HR says, now whatever you do, don't look at Harry's left eye, he'll go ballistic? Who does that? You got to make sure you don't talk to Betty or talk to Sandy on Wednesdays. She goes wacko. Who gives you that in HR? So it is your first impression. So when you are reading nonverbals, you want to know a person's baseline. So you have to get to know them to find out what's important to them when they're comfortable, when they're talking to you. The first C that I'm going to give you out of 4, the first C, you must read them in clusters. So Felicia did a wonderful introduction for me. And if I would have walked up on the stage, supposing to be a body language expert, and I'm doing my entire presentation like this, and says, I'm so excited to be here. It's really a thrill to be here in Las Vegas with all of you. I really enjoy it. Okay, first of all, the words are saying one thing, the tone is saying another, but the nonverbal is not consistent with my message, right? So that's the first thing in reading them in clusters. Now, what if I'm up here and then I start doing like this? And the next thing you know, someone brings me a jacket. You know, Donna, you'll bring me a jacket or one of your beautiful shawls. You'll bring me that to put on me. Then you're going to say, oh, my goodness, she was cold. She was cold. Where y'all going? Where y'all trying to ease out like, by the way, let's talk about in body language. Look him scooting away. Look him trying to get away. Look at him. Watch him. Look at him. Point at him. Look at him. And you going to slide too. You go head on. You going to miss it too. See, you notice, by the way, there's a lesson here. When people leave and they exit, here's what people have a tendency to do. They try to disappear. And by the way, when I'm watching videotape, when I'm interviewing suspects and witnesses, I always watch and see if people look back to the scene of the crime. So when they try and escape, they looking back. Okay? So they eased out. And when you see them again, say, ooh. Okay. Let's get back. We love them. They're our sisters. Okay. So you want to read them in clusters. So now you saw all those clusters there. Number 1, she did this. Then next thing you know, Donna gave her a beautiful shawl. So the conclusion is Linda must be what? Cold. But what if I would have creeped out on the first movement because my arms were folded and the person says, I don't want to hear a presentation from a person who's closed off, then I just got prejudged. How many times we do that? We prejudge someone because they're different from us, because the way they react and they respond, and we're not looking for clusters. The second thing, you want to make sure it's in the right context. First C, clusters. Second one, right context. So a wonderful introduction. What if I walked up on this stage in a full-length fur coat, be it real fur or faux fur, and it's kind of warm outside? Some of you would have looked at each other and says, what's up with that? You wouldn't have heard no message. What's up with that? Because it's out of context. Just like someone going into a department store, the heavy trench coat, 90 degrees outside, or someone experiencing bias or discrimination where they'll send in the minorities up front, and next thing you know, someone Caucasian walks behind them, and the person who is head of the shoplifting ring was the one that walks behind them because of the biases. You better make sure what you're reading. So clusters, and make sure it's in the right context. Okay, the other C, congruency. And when I talk about congruency, let's talk about the words, the tonality, and the nonverbal. What does that mean? If all three don't agree, then there's a disconnect in the message between you and me. So if I say to you, and I'll say, hey, how do you like the new supervisor, the new VP? He's all right. He's all right. Okay, what just happened? The word said one thing, the head tilted, and there was a shoulder shrug. Did anybody see my shoulder shrug? It's all right. You see that? So here's the thing. In watching for truthfulness, you want to look for symmetry. When you see asymmetry, when lopsided movements, there's something more to the story. Making sense, right? Okay? So we talked about what? We talked about in the right context. We talked about clusters and congruency, and also knowing culture. So here in the United States, what does this mean? Okay? In other parts of the world, it means something else. As a matter of fact, it means another man is having relations with your wife. In different parts of Europe, right? These are called emblems. So when we go to different parts of the world and we start doing things that are familiar to us, sometimes your emblems mean other things. Okay? So do me a favor. I need 4 people to come up on the stage that I do not know, that have not been up before. Okay? You can come up here. Okay, you can come up here. Okay, I know you can come up here. Let's see, over here. Okay, okay. You want to come up? Do you want? And it's so funny. She raised her hand. Now she don't want to come up now. She don't want to come. Okay. Do you want to come up? Okay. Okay, come up and spread out on the stage, ladies. Okay, you want to come up? Bless her little heart. She said, I just want to come. She don't know what she wants to come for, but she just wants to come. Okay. Okay, she just, I want to come. I don't know why. Just spread out. Seems like it'll be fun. Maybe it'll be a revelation. I don't know. Okay, thank you. She likes my shoes, all right? Okay, good. So let's first of all give them a big round of applause. Don't they look beautiful? Don't they be reversed? I'm going to be real nice. So ladies, I need you to do me a favor, and I need you to listen to me very carefully, which is very critical, because if you move, it changes the language. I'm going to count to 3, and on the 3rd number, I'm going to simply say freeze. And what that simply means, I want you to not move, so you just change really quickly. Okay? So I don't want you to move whatsoever. You will be tempted to move, but I don't want you to move. So I'm going to count to 3. Does that make sense? You could continue to look at the audience. 1, 2, 3. Now freeze. Okay? Okay, freeze. So ladies, here's what I want you to do. You all don't move. Okay? And the ladies in the audience, I want you to look at their feet. Okay? This is very critical. So women in power positions, and there's not a man in the room that I could grab. Usually men get a little scared of me. Okay, Robert, I know Robert. Okay, so if you look at the, Robert said, thank goodness. Okay, you look at the feet. So here's the thing, ladies, when you're doing your presentations, it is very important. And you're in a room, I may say a male-dominated room, or in a power room. Come up here, sir. Or in a power room. Let's get him up here. Come on. Come on, run. I want you to come today. Today. All right? So you could just, let's see, you could stand at the end. You could stand over there. All right. All right, okay. And you freeze too? Okay. So this is interesting with him. Don't move. Okay? So ladies, when you're doing your presentation, you've got to learn to take up real estate. Lots of times, women, when we're doing presentations, we become small. Someone attacks you. When I say small, where the feet comes together. So, for example, here, simply by the way she's standing, and I'm glad I got you here, so you can have a seat for a minute, sir. I'm gonna get back to you. So, I don't know who you are. You were the one that just wanted to volunteer. Okay, so what is your name, sis?
My name's Uche.
Okay, so how long you been doing what you're doing?
Overall, about 13 years in the industry, but 3 years in my current job.
Okay, so one of the things, we don't know each other, correct? One of the things I want you to work on and really focus going into to this new year and the year beyond is, number one, strong confidence in yourself. Don't second guess yourself. Do you know what I mean? You know exactly what I mean?
Yes.
Okay. She has a tendency to second guess herself. There was something that she did with her nonverbal. Did anybody notice? See, I'm trying to get you to observe. When I was asking her, what did she do? She did like this. Did right. She's canceling out her words. She's canceling out her words. So unconsciously, and I know it's so important for you to be a team player, and you have to learn to speak up. Because there are things that are said in the office and things that are said that you know that you can do better and you know that you can contribute, but sometimes you don't say anything to keep the peace. Do you understand what I'm talking about?
Yes.
Okay? Hold tight. Okay? Hold tight. Hold tight. You're moving. Okay, what is your name?
Dorothy Jones.
Okay, Dorothy. First of all, I appreciate you. Okay? I don't know how, and I appreciate you. By the way, look at her head, went into the emotional realm. Oh. Okay, see? Okay. What I can appreciate about you is that once you make up your mind to do something, you'll do it. And you're great in taking charge and running projects. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does.
Okay. So here's the thing. I don't know how many siblings do you have?
3.
Okay. I don't know where do you fall in the birth order. However, you cannot be everybody's mama. What did you say?
You just said something.
Okay. I'm about to say something again, all right? Okay. What is your name, love?
Sylvana.
Okay. Are you right-handed or left-handed? Okay, extend your right hand. Let me see your right hand. Okay, turn it over. Okay. So here's the thing I want to say to you. Okay. I want to ask you a couple of things. You multitask. You put a lot on your plate. Okay? And you also have a very strong will. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. So here's the thing. Dr. Wayne Dyer says, be open to everything and attached to nothing. Be open to everything. And here's what I want you to work on. In addition to your goals and your dreams, I want you to work on cooperation and allowing others to bring their ideas in. Do you understand? You know exactly what I mean. Am I right? Don't make me go there. We on camera. You know what I mean, right?
Yes.
Okay? Because in your mind, when you make up your mind, you know how you want it done. And you just go right into it. And I said, but wait a minute, I got my little idea. Well, we'll get your idea later. You go right into it. Okay? Okay, Amber. Hi, Amber. How are you? Very good handshake. Good handshake. You know, Amber, what I do appreciate about you, as I do in all the sisters here, you're very independent, sister. Very self-reliant. Can I ask you, are you married, in a relationship?
Not married, single.
Okay. Do you want to be in a relationship?
Yes, and actively working on it.
Okay. She wants to be in a relationship, and she's actively working on it. And Cheryl over Nielsen can give her a piece of advice because she was on the stage a few years ago, and I gave her some advice. So one of the things that I want you to do, and I want you to relax, is that, by the way, she just did something with her mouth. I'm trying to teach you. Did anybody see it? Okay. Because, see, she's trying to anticipate what I'm about to say. And it's a thing called lip compression, where you want to say something and we sometimes bite our tongue. Everybody do like this. And how many times you walk into the office, if Waukesha say anything to me one more time. Because just because you don't talk about it doesn't mean if you're not thinking about it. If you are thinking about it, it comes out over the face. Remember this, if it's on the mind, it will come out in the matter in what we call a millisecond, okay? So one of the things, my sister, that I want you to do, when you find that right person, you let that person be the man, or whoever your partner may be. You know what I'm saying? You don't you try to run them. You understand what I'm talking about?
I hear you. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Now, okay, now look, now here's what she did. Anybody notice with the words, her tone? Was her response slow or fast? Oh, thank you. Yeah, I appreciate it. Get on, 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 get on. I got it, I got it, I got it. You're getting in my business. You're getting in my business. This ain't fun no more. This ain't what I volunteered for. I didn't come up here for that. Okay, yeah, I got it. And then she locked it down with her head. I got it. Okay. Your name, love?
Delay Thatch.
Oh, gosh. What I appreciate about you, it is important for you to work with groups and support teams and everybody getting along. You have a strong emotional component to you, okay? And what I want to say to you, I don't know what happened in the last 18 to 24 months, okay? But it was something that kind of rocked your little world a little bit. It rocked your little world. And then you're still wearing it. That's why I brought it up. Okay? Okay? You want to say something? Wow. Just notice how quickly they let the hand go. Just quickly. Okay? What is your name, love?
Marilyn Artist.
Okay. Marilyn, I appreciate you. I really do, my sister. What is important to you, and I know to all of the women, simply by the way you're standing, there's a tilt, and I know you're a little nervous because you're a little nervous. Okay, well, you know what you just did? When you said you're good, your expression, your body slightly went back like, I'm good. Okay, and the reason why our body language, we move towards things that we like and have an interest, and we move away from things that make us a little uncomfortable, we're not sure of, because it's the part of the brain that's trying to protect us. Okay, so one of the things that I want to say to you, I know loyalty is very important to you. It's important to you in relationships and especially business. You could be a ride and die chick when you're there with someone, but what I want you to remember is that sometimes people who are human as they are, they'll hurt us. And sometimes we have to release that and let it go and continue to move on. You do not allow everyone to come into your life or your presence. They have to earn the way to be there. Do you understand what I mean?
I don't know. I'm in the middle of 11 kids. I don't know. Okay? They've always been in my life.
But no. You don't allow anyone else to naturally come in your life. They have to earn their way to be there. Okay? Does that make sense?
Yes.
I'm not talking about your family.
Yes, I do.
Okay, so one of the things that I want you to work on in 2019 is patience and even kill temperament. Just work on that. If things don't move quickly as fast as you want them, does that make sense? Okay, now, and I'm not going to say this, okay?
Confirmation.
Okay, hallelujah. Okay, so, so just be aware. So let's give all of them a big round of applause. Let's take an X to the stage. Okay, you're more than welcome. Okay, sir, what is your name? Say your name.
Jay.
Hey, Jay, what's up? So who are you with?
It's just me by myself.
You just
I'm a writer for Black Enterprise, so I'm here. I'm one of them.
Okay, I don't bite, just nibble. Okay, come on. Okay, come right here in the middle. Okay, so one of the things that ladies I want you to appreciate about the power zone. So when we're dealing with power zones, the throat area, the heart area, the belly button, the reproductive area, these are power zones. When you close off a power zone, you're cutting off the connection. See, the first connection to another human being was the umbilical cord. So when you cut off, when you're talking, it's supposed to be, turn around, let's turn together. It's supposed to be face to face. You ever have someone have a conversation? Yeah, that sounds good. You see me breaking the cord? So you want to be face to face, heart to heart. And so let me hear your handshake. Good handshake, strong handshake. How many women in this room have someone that's on your team, male or female, that when you came into the department, then all of a sudden they tried to display their dominance? And so you met them for the very first time, and they gave you that handshake that you can tell that they're trying to display that. Who knows what I'm talking about? Okay, so that handshake, and I want you to turn around, and that handshake looks like this. You ever see this handshake? Everybody ever see this? Okay, that's a dominant handshake, so I'm going to walk into you, and I want you to shake my hand like that. See, what he's trying to say, or she's trying to say, I'm running this. I know you coming up in here, but ain't nothing going to change. Okay, so ladies, this is what you do, and I want you to do the dominant handshake again. I want to show you how to level it out. I want to make sure everybody sees it. First of all, watch how I meet him. It should be level to level, but I want you to watch my feet and how I'm going to level this off. So do the dominant handshake. It's a pleasure to meet you. You see how I step to the side? I'm going to level that out. Okay? But here's what happens. There's some powerful women in the room that have worked so hard. They have worked so hard to get where they are. And then all of a sudden, the moment that they see that dominant handshake, here's what they do. I worked too hard for this. That's what you want to do. But you don't want to do that. You simply step to the side to be able to level that. Thank you, my brother. You're doing this? Okay? All right. Okay. Come here one more time. All right. Extend your right arm. Are you right-handed or left-handed? Okay, you're left-handed. Okay, you're lefty. Okay, extend your left arm. Extend it out right in front. Okay, so here's what's so important about this. Kinesiology, and it's very critical. So this is a strong young brother. So here's what happens. The brain knows whether you're telling the truth or not. Remember, what goes on in the mind comes out in the matter. So I want you to say your name, and I want you to say, I am, say your name, say my name, and you say your name, and say I'm a strong brother. And whatever you do, don't let me bring the arm down.
My name is JV. I'm a strong brother.
Very strong. Okay, are you single? So he's telling me he didn't expect a yes or no question, right? Okay, I didn't expect that. Okay, I know you dazed. Okay. Okay, he said he's dating somebody. Well, let's see how important it is, all right? Okay. So all I want you to do, oh, by the way, we have a tendency when things do get rough, depends on your faith or wherever you're at. Some people unconsciously look up to the heavens. That's what he just did. Help me. Okay. Okay, so here's what I want you to do. You're a strong brother. I just want you to say, if you don't mind, just the first name of the person that you're dating. Do you mind? Okay, and I want you to say it 3 times. We're on camera here, so whatever you do. So we're on camera here. Whatever you do, don't let me bring this arm down because you're mine. I mean, I'm not getting into your personal thing. But, whatever you do, just don't bring the arm down. Just say the name 3 times. I'll hold the mic, okay, because I want you to have all the strength. Say the name 3 times.
Gia.
Good for you. Good for you. Okay, now what I want you to do, listen, I get on a plane tomorrow, and I know just the memory of what could happen here, just the memory. I need you to do me a favor. My name is Linda, and I want you to say my name 3 times, but I want you to say my name a particular way. I'm going to work with the tonality. I want you to say Linda, and if you can get to the last Linda, I want you to whisper it out like Linda, if you can. Okay? With permission, I'm just going to touch you a few places. I'm going to touch you right here, touch you right there, and I touch you right there. And whatever you do, don't let that arm come down because she may see it. Okay? Okay. All right? Say my name 3 times. You ready? Y'all geared up? Okay.
Linda.
Give her a round of applause. Okay, be done. Oh, the times that make them weak. So, I think I got a few minutes for a few questions, right? Good. First of all, life is too short. There are 31,536,000 seconds in a year. You've only got 1 minute, 60 seconds, and it forced up on you. You didn't seek it, you didn't choose it. You are hurt if you lose it. You're accountable if you abuse it. Hey, my sisters, it's only a tiny little minute, but everything you say, everything you do, but most importantly, the way you move is in it. So I thank you for your time, and I've got some time for questions here. So you can go right to the mic. Oh, she running.
Hi, I'm Timberlyn from Texas, and I've been told often that I have a face that...
Speak right in the mic, sweetie.
I've been told that I have a face that you can read everything on.
Okay.
And I believe that. I feel it. And it just shows up. I've been told people were watching me and I didn't realize it, and afterwards they told me.
So what's your question, darling?
Okay, I'm sorry.
I'm trying to teach women to get to the point, right? Right, ladies?
Yes.
Okay, yes.
My question is, when your face does show everything, how do you mask that?
Okay.
How do you learn to mask it?
Okay. Oh, what a tangle web we weave when we try so hard to deceive. So come here real quick. Run. Okay. Okay. So I want you to look at the audience, okay? And so here is the thing. The reason why you show your expressions on your face, because quite often you get a little impatient. Okay? You get a little bit impatient. And when people are talking about things that seem trivial, what does that have to do with anything? That drives you up a wall. So for example, if I was one of your team members and one of your employees, and you ask me, now look at me, and you ask me, Linda, how was your weekend? Turn towards me, ask me, how was my weekend?
Linda, how was your weekend?
Oh my gosh, you're not gonna believe it. I'm so glad. Look. See, because just what she did the moment she had it, here it goes again. She did dismissal. What if I was her top employee, her top producer? The moment that I see that in her face, so she asked me, how was my weekend? I was about to tell you my weekend. It was like, oh my gosh, I'm so glad you asked. It was so full of drama. So when I went home and everything, I told my son to take out the dog and walk him. And he took Fifi out. Are you listening? He took Fifi. And so I took Fifi out. And here's the deal. He was supposed to walk the dog, Sandra, but they took Fifi out. Gate was open and Fifi got hit by a truck. And she's looking at me, says, just tell me the dog is dead. Just tell me the dog is dead. I passed 3 stray on the way in here. I could have got you another one. So see, look, see. So here's the thing. Ladies.
I would empathize with you over losing your pet. I get that.
Okay, so if you get it, then your palms wouldn't be, I get it now, dismissal. The palms would be, I get it. The palms would be exposed. I get it, I would empathize. Look, she's in pain. I would empathize over the dog. Look, as opposed of, she didn't have to say a word. She could have went into the emotional realm. So here's the word of caution for you. When someone is sharing with you and talking with you, you need to ask yourself, the person that I'm listening to, I need to listen either one of 3 modes. I'm going to be a student because I may learn something. Students listen differently. They lean in. I'm going to be the teacher. I got to be prepared to be able to teach, so if I have the course correct. Okay? So you have to learn to be, so the student, the listener, and then again, you have to be the observer so you could take it back and really listen. Here's the key. When you're in someone else's presence, be present in their presence. See, now you just got calm because you thought about that. And that's what you have to be aware with them 43 facial muscles. Okay. Think you're okay? I know you cared about Fifi somewhere in that heart. Okay. Okay, question over here.
So really quick.
What's going back and forth? Okay.
So really quick.
So
Let's
really
say,
quick.
Yep. No, I'm trying to
Okay,
be concise here. I got
Okay,
pressure.
quick.
It's pressure. Okay, so let's say.
Get right to the point.
Okay. You're working with a coworker who absolutely has a blank face all the time. And it is apparent through other body language and the tone of emails and just monotone voice that they obviously have some sort of problem with you or your leadership or what you're asking them to do or whatever. So the question is, how do I, who I feel like I can read you very well, not like at some point say, look, if you could just tell me you don't like me, then it's okay. So we can discuss it. But just ultimately, how do you deal with it?
So let me ask you this. Hold on.
Okay.
Hold on.
I'm gonna hold on.
The question is it his baseline, or does he only do it when he's around you?
So the baseline of this person, and she's a female, so the baseline of this person is generally monotone. However, it is pronounced. It's amplified.
Okay,
so they do have a dry personality.
Okay, but that's their baseline.
Okay.
Okay? So you've got to meet people where they're at. So you're prejudging a person's baseline. It'd be different if the individual's only doing it when you come around. Okay? So here's the thing. The person could be, number one, an introvert who's internalizing what is being said. Lots of times people, when they internalize, they're listening so they can filter and process. They may not react all the way, even though we need that validation. And by the way, if in the men in the room, take it back to the man cave. Women need the validation. Even if you don't say a word, act like you're listening, nod your head. Okay?
Okay.
So
I
don't
can
read-
receive that.
Right, does that make sense?
I can
so
receive
just
that.
Beware. So it's not just me, it's not just you, knowing it's their baseline, and find out what's important to them and lead with that.
Okay.
To open it up.
I will, thank you.
Okay, thank you, sis. Okay, over here, who's helping me with my time? How much time? We're doing good? Good, how much time? 10 minutes? Okay, yes, over here.
Hi, Linda. How are you? My name is Tamara Weston, and I work at Macy's. My question is, a lot of the times when I'm in meetings and I'm presenting, I find that I'll start off strong with a nice stance and focus, and then somewhere throughout, I find I become, like, my body starts to change.
Move around?
Yeah.
Come here real quick. Okay. So is it good when I demonstrate? Yes. Okay, good. Because the adult learning theory, you learn 90% and retain it when you do it. Okay? All right. Okay. So you're doing your presentation, and then you start doing what? Shifting? Okay. So one of the things we want to learn to do, hold my mic for me, please. Ladies, you want to learn how to steeple. You ever hear about the steeple here? So you're steepling. Your thumbs are right here at your belly button right there. And imagine your steeple. Imagine an imaginary shelf being there, and your hands are on that imaginary shelf, because it allows you to get your foundation. If you watch newscasters, even the desks are designed so that the desk is at the level of the belly button. It's one of the most vulnerable areas because that's where all of our organs are. So when that power zone is exposed like that, that is your power zone. So you speak from here. Now watch this. So let's say you ask me a question, and I'm doing a great presentation, and you say, Linda, do you think you can handle the job? Ask me that question. Now watch me be in my power stance. Watch what happens.
Linda, do you think you can do the job?
Your nonverbal overrules the verbal. Your nonverbal will overrule the verbal. So if you're standing there doing a powerful presentation, and all of a sudden someone asks you a challenging question, and you go like this, you are not sure what direction you want to go. Okay? Okay, come back. So so practice steepling. Okay? So ladies, they're beautiful women in this room. Ladies, make sure you get powerful mentors like your Cheryl and like your Sandra and some of these powerful mentors in the room. The reason why, you look at where you want to go in the company, and always look as to what their armor is and what their presence. When you are doing business, you want to make sure that the concentration is on your beautiful face and no place else. Okay? You want to make sure that the clothing that you wear, by the way, which is nonverbal as well, sends different messages. So if you're going to deliver a message of empowerment to your people, you want to do motivational, then of course prints and bright colors are good. But if you're going to have a serious meeting, solid colors are critical when you're doing this. So be aware that even colors and the clothing that we're wearing are nonverbal. If a leader walks into the company, male or female, particularly male, and he walks in and says, you know what, we're in this together, I know we're doing layoffs, and he walks in and he still has his suit on and the suit is buttoned, that indicates the arms are still folded. But if he takes the suit off, take the jacket off and rolls up his sleeves, does that indicate we're in this together? So even your clothing and your nonverbal sends a message. Make sense, sis? And by the way, ladies, when you're doing meetings, be very, very careful of leaving your head in the emotional realm. There's a term called level head. Keep your head level. So if someone challenges you or attacks you, then what happens? We've been working on that project all year long. Then all of a sudden it takes one or two people to pick a part of it, because we as women, we get an emotional cord to the project. It becomes our baby. Men, get over it. So if someone says something about it, then you get your little feelings hurt and you go, okay, making sense? All right. Okay, who's next? Over here, yes.
Hi, Linda. My name is Janice Walker. I'm from DC Entertainment, and I'm a senior art director. And my mother used to tell me that she could read me just by my eyes.
Yeah, she could read because you have a lot of eyebrow flash.
Okay, but I realized that too, and I started to try to work on that, but I've also had a direct report that I was observing who I could read very easily. You know, just in his eyes alone, we could be sitting in a meeting and I could see
tell me your question.
he had issues. How do you work that out so that you are,
Here's the deal. Listen to me.
Sure.
Whatever you think about, you bring about. So you do eyebrow flash. So if I ask a person, look, here's the deal. There was a $100 bill here. Did you take the $100 bill? Okay? If you did, I'll say to you, did you take that $100 bill? If you didn't take it, if you didn't take it and you were upset that I accused you, what would you naturally do with your eyebrows? So you're not sure. See, here's the deal. If you're falsely accused, do the eyebrows go up or down? Up. If you're falsely accused, think about it. Okay? So somebody accused
down.
me.
True.
You accused me of taking $100. I didn't take it. Look.
Right.
But what happens if I go like this? What $100?
Oh, gosh, yeah.
What, honey? Okay? So be aware of your eyebrow flash. Just be aware of that. And my sisters, I want y'all to practice. A lot of my clients, I have them send me videotape. For 15 years, I've been doing this for over 35 years. For 15 years, I watched television with the sound off to hone in on my skills, to be able to hear what was not being said orally. So when you start watching your favorite movie that you've seen 100 times, you're going to notice things that you've never noticed before. And so what happens when you do your eyebrow flash, and it's unconsciously, you can learn to control it.
Yeah, because I didn't even realize it.
I know. But what happens, it also sends a question mark or something, so be aware of that. Okay? Yes. And we'll talk a little more if you need to. Yes. Okay? Hello. Oh, I got to wrap it up. Okay.
One more question? Okay. Hi, my name is Katie Lawrence with JP Morgan. My question is, how do you balance authenticity with following what seems to me like a static set of rules to follow?
Okay.
Sorry.
What you want to do, sis, first of all, you have a wonderful register in your voice, a good low register. So what you want to do, write the word down, tap, T-A-P, like tap dance. So when you're truthful and you're authentic, it shows up in the proof as to who you are. When you are trying to be who you're not, the real deal is going to come out because you can only hold the fake so long. Does that make sense? So you got to be truthful in who you are and allow your authentic self. But always remember this, when you're working with other people, what is the end result in mind? How do you want that person to walk away? How do you want them to feel? So ladies, my sister, she said one more. Okay, so I'm trying to be obedient here. Yes, sis.
Maya Baker, Publicist Group, New York,
Yay!
Director of Digital Strategy. So my question is, for the women like me that are very animated when we speak, what are some strategies that you would give us to kind of control our bodies?
Thank you, sister. Thank you. Okay, you just don't wipe like this. You go, my Patti LaBelle. Okay, my body went to Jamaica. Bear with me. Okay, so here's the deal. When you move, you move with purpose. Okay, make sense? When you move, moving with purpose. Lots of times when we get too nervous and we get excited or we get passionate about something, what happens? The hands will start going fast, so does the voice goes up. So when you're making a point, move with purpose. I'm talking about point number 1, number 2, number 3. Now, by the way, when you were talking about your hands, just do a little demonstration, your hands talking. Just like you're talking.
This is usually my hands
when
I'm speaking.
Right, you do like this, right? So here's what you want to remember, ladies. The higher the hands, the higher the anxiety and the stress. So watch this. So if I'm raising my hands like this, I can raise the voice up. But when you bring the hands down a little bit, it also helps you register, delegate or regulate the volume. Do you know that people who walk around like this and don't use their hands, when I say raise your hands in the air, just like you just don't care, people who are clinically depressed don't raise their hands. Watch your office. Does that make sense, sis? So keep it right here in this area here. It's good? It's good. Do me last favor, one thing before we end this right there. Look at the person sitting beside you and says, you are bold.
You're bold.
You are brilliant.
You're vivid.
You are beautiful.
You are beautiful.
You got it going on.
You got it going on.
And you don't have a clue who you're sitting next to.
Right.
Thank you.